Hi everybody, this is Lowell and we're talking about how to start a music school, and this section is dealing with core competencies or core conditioning that I believe that every music school should be teaching. These are in priority to me, to our music school, and you'll have your own priorities that you can establish. But this video I wanted to talk about understanding, for the student to understand intervals. And intervals can be understood as the space between notes. And in terms of music reading and in terms of pitch or melody, harmony analysis, this comes in really, really handy if you're talking about the inversions of various triads or seventh chords or ninth chords. You know, the intervals that create those chords. If you understand your intervals, the basics of your intervals, then that becomes a lot easier when you're talking about sight reading, whether you're jumping an octave or jumping a fifth, or stepwise motion by minor seconds, major seconds. These are really the building blocks of music. And so for the student to actually be able to identify on the notation of reading music, to identify what the intervals are, or for them to look down at the keyboard and understand, that this is a perfect fifth, a perfect fourth. When they're playing an instrument or singing, if they're aware of the distance between one note and the other. This is really critical in terms of musical development and the use of the most basic skills that you can have in music. And so it's not hard to talk about really, but to be able to perceive a minor second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, augmented fourth, diminished fifth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, minor seventh, perfect octave. That right there, just those 12 intervals, to understand that, and not only to intellectually understand that, but to actually be able to hear that. So when you hear somebody sing a song like "Somewhere Over the Rainbows," somewhere over the rainbow, right? So you hear that as a musician, you go, that's a perfect octave from C to C. So it's very very helpful, and I don't see any way that a music school could not teach these principles. This is probably, you would equate this to knowing your ABCs in grade school, and knowing how to count to 10 in your mathematical development. So this is foundational, and every music student should know this.